So yeah, we're actually consumers ourselves of the Cesium tile set. And similar to the use cases we just saw that Ryan showed, we have a lot of customers who are interested in taking their engineering models from MicroStation, from Revit, from Navisworks into our platform, which is called the iTwin platform. And so that works today to view these models in a web viewer, but you don't get that level of high fidelity graphics. So the question was, how can we get those detailed engineering models into a geospatial context and render it and have real-time interaction with Unreal Engine? So that is where we started our focus, and we built a plugin for Unreal Engine based on top of Cesium, but what it does, it makes a live connection to the iTwin platform, our Bentley platform for infrastructure engineering data. And to serve two purposes. One, to put this out in GitHub so developers can build their own custom software development with this plugin and not be restricted to just what they get out of our web viewer. And two, I'm going to show you that we're actually now trying to eat our own dog food, build an app ourselves, a Bentley branded app on top of this plugin, and bring that to market as a low code, zero code interaction. But we want to support both, right? An open ecosystem and then our own custom app. iTwin, our platform, does have APIs, so our users, right, engineering firms, architecture firms, owners, ingest, synchronize their models into the iTwin platform. That includes photogrammetry, BIM data, and we've also got APIs for construction simulation, what's called 4D animation, through a product we own called Synchro. And we've added additional API layers to decorate the scene with things like plants, trees, equipment. We can store and transmit views between sessions, capture and place issues, and also pull metadata down through the BIM and CAD information. The plugin, let's see if that's running. I won't show this slide. This is running in 5.3. We haven't ported to 5.4 yet. Nothing out of the usual here. Just a plugin, iTwin plugin goes in and creates an iModel actor. The iModel actor will then take IDs, iTwin IDs, that then you authenticate with yourself as a user. And then you can go fetch and retrieve your iModels. And then using Cesium, we automatically have a script that generates the 3D tiles on the back end and then stream them down into Editor. It also works at runtime if you publish an app, and I'll show you that in a second. So that's the model coming and just streaming and sort of hydrating, in Editor. And then once you're in Unreal Engine, then sky's the limit. You can start to augment that scene and do what you want. This is a nice example. This is a customer that we're working with, Balfour Beatty Vinci construction company, delivering a project in the UK called HS2. It's a large linear railway going from Birmingham to London. This is a really nice example of that custom application development where they're using our iTwin plugin and the Google 3D tiles from Cesium to create this geospatial context for the railway. So all the rail that you're seeing is a series of like dozens and dozens of engineering models from MicroStation that have been synchronized into our iTwin platform and then streaming down into this application. So it's not just a video, this is a recording of actual gameplay through the app. And you can see because it's custom app development, they've added additional things to kind of render a bit of like indication of traffic and patterns. But I think this is where it gets really interesting. Also linking to asset information on the back end. So they've got an entire asset management system. So as you click on each object in the rail, you can go and actually pull and extract metadata about that asset, and then navigate throughout the entire railway. Again, what I think this is cool, the thing about the Cesium, it's the first time that really you can experience the scale of a system like this just automatically and dynamically with minimum effort. So I think that's a really nice example of some custom app development that we're seeing. Now, we're also building our own app, a Bentley branded app, and here's a couple screenshots, videos of what we're developing here. Which is, again, a no-code app. It's an executable. You can launch the app, link to your iTwins, start to augment the scene with entourage, characters, trees, plants, create camera views, save those views back to the server, and then share that application with other stakeholders. So it'd be a way to just like log into this app and have access to your content like that very quickly. And here you can see we've directly integrated, by the way, the Google 3D photorealistic tiles. It's literally now in this app just a toggle switch, and it just turns it on and off. So no need to kind of go and do some extra work back in Editor. Another thing we've added, you can see this timeline at the bottom there, is it can read the 4D construction data from our Synchro platform, and now you can actually scrub through the construction animation to see how the sequence will play out. So that was actually a nice innovation that we had to come up with Cesium, is not just load the static mesh, but how do you render that mesh, those Cesium tiles, according to a construction sequence, so things appear and disappear according to the schedule. So animation. I don't know if I want to show the live demo now, or people can scan this to get in, but I think this is a good place to start. The iTwin plugin is up on GitHub. If you scan that, you can get going straight away, plug it into Unreal Engine. It is just for 5.3 at the moment. There we go. Okay. Yep. Okay. So this is an example of a rail project in Jakarta. Just one of our customer models we got permission to show today. We have just dozens and dozens of these models, but all of this is showing up. This is the BIM model from the iTwin platform, and then you got the Google 3D tiles streaming in around it. And then with the saved views API, we can create these camera transitions automatically. So if we like a different shot from, say, here, we can just create a new viewpoint, and hopefully that will work. Yep. And so what's interesting about that, it's every time we snap these camera views, it's actually storing it back to the server live. So if another user actually launches into this application, that view will appear in their session as well. So it's all API driven rather than like a file-based workflow. And if I go back to the Google 3D tiles, you can see here we've got this as just a toggle switch. So in this app, you won't need to have a special subscription to Google in order to have access to those Cesium 3D tiles. I think that's quite a nice feature. And in terms of the eye model itself, you can see that's that model, and we'll have the ability to bring in as many of these models as you want. You have architecture, MEP, structure as different like layers of streaming content that you could toggle on and off in addition to the geospatial terrain. Yeah, and then typical things like you might expect: control over the environmental settings, fog density. To play with the sort of the effects you get out of Unreal Engine ultimately to create those effects. And the idea here is make it, again, easy to access, zero code, just get people right into the experience as a way to experience these BIM models and large infrastructure projects. And then lastly, and then for the demo, we've also added the ability to bring content into the scene to start to augment the scene with people and maybe like a car, a Chevy, so this type of thing. So nothing unfamiliar to like anyone using Unreal Engine, but for a lot of our users, even having access to this level of simple interaction without having to be a UE developer, I think is super, super valuable for our users. So that's a sneak peek. This is in early access. We haven't released this officially, but it's all part of this coming together of Bentley and Cesium to kind of really bring a product to market that people can take advantage of just the sheer power that 3D Tiles brings to all this. So yeah, everything you're seeing here is running at runtime with the power of those 3D tiles.